Hi guys, I'm Desiree.
And I'm Justine.
And this is Sippin and Dishin.
We sit down with our friends and get the latest dish, all while sipping on some yummy drinks.
We talk about the things in life that make you want to laugh or cry or even temporarily lose your shit.
We're real women.
This is real talk. And of course it's real drinks. So today we have Cody with us. Cody and I go way back. Our dads were actually best friends. So we're more kind of like cousins, and he agreed to be on the show. So thank you.
And I'm super excited to meet him.
Yes.
I stalked him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not the only stalker among us. There's two. So did you have your two truths and a lie ready for us?
I do.
God, okay.
Actually,
I got one right.
She did.
Let's see if one of us can actually
I think we
get one
each
right.
got one, right? One.
Yeah.
Yes. So
We're horrible
I'm
at
confident
this
this time.
Horrible.
We're going to do it.
Okay, I actually came up with these before I came here. So, all right, let's do this. I dropped and broke a $2,000 floral arrangement. I traveled to Europe for 2 weeks. Got caught in the back seat of a car with an ex by a police officer.
Gosh.
Okay, I think I know.
Oh,
But I'm going to give you a little bit of time.
Okay, police officer.
Floral arrangement
Floral.
or Europe.
God, I feel like any of those could be possible.
I think that's probably.
I'm going to say Europe. Europe is my guess.
I think Europe too.
Okay.
I agree. So what one was the lie?
It was Europe.
Oh my God!
But I do want to go to Europe. I do want to go and be able to travel because I've only been a couple states away traveling. I went on a cruise to Mexico once.
I'm in the
and
same boat as you.
Literally me too.
That was when I was a kid. So I want to go as an adult to go experience the rest of the world.
Oh, it sounds like you're on the same wavelength as us
Yes.
because that's what we're trying to do. We're
Yep.
trying to
Never
explore.
been anywhere cool or fancy.
No.
Yeah.
We're going to though. This is a new year, new us, new travels.
So $2,000 floral arrangement. It was a wedding one, huh?
It was a wedding.
Okay.
Oh my
one.
God.
It was
It
when
had to be, yeah.
It was when I lived in LA. It was a Sunday. The flower shop normally busy, so it's 7 days a week. And it was this big custom box floral arrangement. I don't know how to describe it.
Huge.
It was
Just
big.
really big floral.
It should have been a 2-person job to get it.
The way you're measuring it, it
carried.
looks like it could be like a planter box.
Right? Yeah.
It was custom. It was a
Huge.
black wood custom built box, and it was big. And so it was really, really heavy. So it should have been a 2-person job, but I was the only one that was delivering that day. So I had to deliver this, and it was over in a little restaurant in West Hollywood.
Oh my gosh.
And the restaurant's predominantly gay, and it was a gay couple that were getting married. It was their after party, and they were having the nice reception at the restaurant. And so this big arrangement, it had this Oasis stuff. It's like a floral foam that you stick the flowers in so they can drink up water. It was just solid of that with solid hydrangea, orchid,
So really heavy.
Yeah.
roses. It was really heavy, and I managed to get it out of the van and on the cart I had to roll it in on. The one waiter that came out to help me only carried 2 little bags of flower petals and wouldn't help me wheel it in, like hold the other side and wheel it in. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna wheel this in by myself. Whatever, I can do this. I start wheeling it from the parking lot, and the transition to where the sidewalk was. But you know, sidewalks and parking lots have that small little crack of where it goes down. Well, the 2 wheels hit that just barely enough to tilt the cart, and the weight of the flower arrangement took it the rest of the way out. And it just went down. Broke the box, the flowers
Oh,
went.
so it wasn't even something you could like stick the flowers back in and like.
Oh, the
No.
box was broken, so there was no salvaging it.
No. And I'm like, Oh my gosh, I almost went into tears at that moment. My heart dropped. And that waiter was so gay. He's like, had the 2 flower petals. He's like, oh my God. Set the flower petals down and just like literally walked away.
Walked away?
Walked away. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. So
What
I
a
called the
dick.
shop and told them what happened. They said, okay, drop the rest of the item. Can you pick up those chunks of foam and flowers and put them in the truck? Bring it all back. We'll do something. So I got all of it I could into the truck, brought it back to the shop. We hot glued that box back together. Hot glued the wood box back together.
Oh God.
And so what we had done, we figured out, oh, we have these smaller boxes. We ended up doing smaller arrangements in that box, and they fit perfectly in the big box. So there was like, I believe, 8 smaller arrangements, and we got it all there, set it in, filled in the gaps. So these 8 smaller arrangements made one large arrangement, and the couple was happy because by the end of it all, their guests can take arrangements home.
Oh, instead of it being one big one
Yeah.
that they
Yes.
Because how were they going to get that
They
home?
figured that was a lot better than having the large arrangement. So
Did they
it
know
worked
what
out.
happened?
It worked out in the end.
That
Did they
is-
know?
Oh, they knew.
Oh, they knew? Oh,
They knew. Because I had to go in there and say, oh my gosh, I broke this arrangement. I have to go bring it back, and I'll be back with it as soon as we can.
Oh,
But yeah, we got it there on time, got it set up.
oh man, that
That's
sounds
stressful.
so, yeah, stressful, nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh.
but also that means you did get caught in a car with your ex. How did that
Okay.
happen?
So it was my first boyfriend, and he was a bit freaky. Now that I think about it, this is all bad. It ruined it. I won't go have the car sex experience.
Never again.
Never again. Never again. But we didn't go all the way. We were just in that make-out session or whatever.
Hot and heavy.
Yes. When the officer came and knocked on the window. And
Like, no, roll down the window, sir.
risky enough, it was parked in the parking lot at a park.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, because he wasn't completely out with his mom, and I lived at my parents' house an hour out of town, and so I was down here visiting him.
So
And
not many options on where it could happen.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And yeah, so
That is
that
So what
was
did the
all
cop
bad.
do?
I was so embarrassed. No, he just like pretty much told us, you know, you guys shouldn't be doing this. It's very dangerous here at night.
Oh, so it sounds like you had a pretty cool cop that was just looking out for you.
He was just looking out for us, and because we, like I said, we were just making out and stuff in the back seat.
And
It was
probably young.
Oh no, we were young. I was like, not even. I was 19.
Yeah, see, little
I
baby
was
still.
19.
Well, you're lucky you got a good cop because sometimes you
Right?
could have got
I
an asshole that could have
know.
been like, "I'm giving you a ticket," but
Taking you in for indecent exposure.
yeah, there's some people are like, "I need to make my quota." Looks like it's you tonight.
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny. Okay.
Right.
Oh, let's say what we're drinking. So we are having Blue Lagoons made by my bartender husband because I don't have skills.
But they're so good.
Yes,
Oh,
so
they
it's
are
like
so
blue
good.
curacao, like I think pineapple juice, lemonade, and vodka. They're so good. Okay, why don't we dive into your first topic that you kind of talked about with your 2 truths and a lie. So Cody is a florist.
Okay, yeah. So when I sent in these topics, I try to make the topics a little cute. So the first topic is flower power, and
Yes.
it's talking about my work and what I do and my experiences working in the florist industry with flowers and everything. Okay, so I used to work at a company called Rayleigh's, and I started out as a courtesy clerk, and I pretty much stayed as a courtesy clerk, but then as I worked more, it kind of branched off into doing other jobs and working different departments in the store. So I mostly worked in the floral department on top of being a courtesy clerk. And that's where I kind of like, okay, I like this. This is fun, you know, putting flowers together, seeing people's faces when they get the arrangement that I just tried to make them.
Quotes.
Yes, try to make them because I didn't really know how to do flower
Do they
arrangements.
train you how to make an arrangement?
Well, the head of the department kind of showed me what to do.
Just like a cheat sheet
but
somewhere.
it was kind of a
They're like, make it look pretty.
learn on my own.
YouTube certified. Okay.
Yeah, learn on my own. But they're supposed to in that department. But I kind of learned on my own the best that I could. But people seem to like the flowers. And so I worked there I did that for about 2 years. I decided since I wasn't getting any more advanced opportunities of moving up, being passed up and stuff. And I decided, oh, you know what? I don't need this. I'm just gonna put in my notice, save up some money, and move because I kind of wanted to move somewhere far.
So when you started in the Flora at Rayleigh's, were you in LA at that point?
No, they don't have Rayleigh's. They have Ralph's and other stores down there. No, I worked in a town north of Sacramento called Yuba City.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I worked there for about 3 years. Decided I'm going to leave and move to LA, try the LA experience. I only lasted about a year.
That's pretty good, though.
It was enough to experience.
Uh-huh.
I would have to say I like Sacramento a lot better.
Really?
Because LA is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of busy going on. San Francisco, too. So I wouldn't move to either of those places.
At least you can say you've been
Anymore.
there,
Yeah.
done that, right?
Yes. So I moved down there and I didn't find a job really until like a month or almost 2 months later after I moved there.
That's nerve-wracking.
Yes. Well, because...
Well, you would think that'd be easy because it's LA. I mean, there has to be a lot of work there, right? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of money saved up, so I'm like, I'm going to kind of live a little bit. Live a little bit. But when I was trying to find a job, it was a little difficult. There was a flower shop not too far from my house where I lived, and I was like, great location. It's kind of a cute shop, but it was very one of those, I would say like modern-esque type flower shops where it kind of looks edgy and stuff, so it didn't kind of fit my creative personality and stuff, and the owner was kind of stuck up, and I was just like, only lasted the tryout day. They didn't call me back. I didn't really want to go back, but I was like, oh well, darn. So I went back on, I think I went on Craigslist. I was looking for flower shops, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to try this one. It was all the way in Westwood. So if you know LA, I lived in an area called MacArthur Park, which is next to downtown LA.
Okay.
And then this flower shop was all the way in Westwood by UCLA in Santa Monica area.
Okay.
So on a busy commute day, it's an hour away.
Oh, my goodness. That's
which
insane.
on like a weekend is 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So that's how bad traffic is. So expect the worst when you go to LA. And it was called Westwood Flower Garden. I went in and they pretty much had me fill out an application, and I kind of talked with one of the front end girls, and I pretty much got hired.
Oh, there you go.
That's awesome, though.
Got a delivery job. So they just needed a delivery driver. And so I was like, okay, this will give me
Like a foot in the door?
Yeah.
a foot in the door and a way to learn the landscape of LA. Because I
That's a good idea.
still was relying on my maps. I didn't know where anything was. Everything was all turned backwards. But yeah, so I started delivering flowers. That was an experience, trial and error.
$2,000 error.
Oh my gosh.
That was a big, big error, but they didn't hold it against me. Thank
Good.
goodness.
That's so good.
Yeah, and it was fun, and like we were pretty much kind of like a family a little bit there. Everybody's nice, down to earth. We all got along, did what we're supposed to. when we closed the doors, they had a whole bunch of liquor in the back cooler, and we just like
Oh, that's cool.
pre-game before we go out.
That sounds like
LA
a great
lifestyle.
job.
Yes, it was actually a fun work environment.
So were you there until you came back?
Yes, so
So that was the only job you had out in LA.
That was the only
you-
job
Oh,
I
So the
had
same
in
florist
LA.
the whole time.
Yeah, the same florist.
Yes, the same florist. So I would say out of the year, I was there about 8 months.
Okay.
So did you ever
Pretty
get
good.
to like branch out to the part where you started making flowers, or were you the delivery driver the whole time?
Okay, so like on Sundays, since I worked Sunday delivery, which not a whole lot goes out on Sunday. So there's one designer, one front end person. So the designer would sometimes let me teach me how to do the smaller stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
that's
how to
nice.
put together, how to put stuff in foam, how to green stuff kind of starting out. Which she let me do that a few times and stuff. So I kind of got a little bit of a grasp on how to do some stuff, but not really. And I kind of just focused more on doing my delivery duties and, closing
Yeah.
or opening duties.
Yeah.
And
That makes sense.
Valentine's Day, so you guys get really busy.
very busy.
It's really that busy?
So Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are our two biggest
Mother's Day.
holidays.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, Mother's Day.
Yes,
That makes sense.
our two biggest holidays.
Oh, no, I don't get flowers on Mother's Day.
Me either. But I mean, those other moms.
So the way it usually is at the company I'm with now, it's usually we do all our Valentine's related deliveries the 3 days of. So this year it was on a Friday. So we are normally busy with getting out orders on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, okay.
And then like Saturday was stragglers,
Like-
the
Okay.
ones that weren't home or we have to redeliver.
So you guys don't leave them out at their house or anything?
Oh,
Or the
no.
husbands
Oh, okay.
that forgot.
No, we have unless the customer specifies us to leave it on the
Okay.
porch, or if we somehow get a hold of the recipient, if they answer their phone or call us back, then while we're still at the house and they say, just leave it, I'll be home not too long.
Oh, so that's like
We
kind
will
of
leave it.
situational.
We don't ever want to leave out arrangements because, weather has
Yeah.
a big toll on it. You don't want them to die.
Yeah.
Or, like, as of lately, people go up and steal people's packages.
Oh
so we don't.
I'm going to steal this flower
Yeah, we do not
arrangement.
want anybody to go up
Jerks.
and steal flower arrangements.
Oh my God. People do that.
We haven't had it happen yet, but
Well,
people do.
I like your policy. That's
we
probably why
try
it does
to
it.
Yeah.
we try to have that prevented as much as possible.
Well, they're dicks if they steal flower arrangements for somebody.
Right?
It's like, hey, honey, I stole these for you.
These $50, $60, $80 flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Yoink.
I'm just saying, if
Exactly.
I'm the chick receiving it and my husband never gets me flowers and then one day he does, I'm like, who you take these from? I don't like hydrangeas.
Oh, I love hydrangeas.
No, I'm kidding. Like, I'm playing a role.
Okay. It's okay. You can hate them. I can like them.
I
But I
actually,
do
hold on,
love
I don't think I
hydrangeas.
really know what they are. I'm not
I think
flower
they're the flowers
savvy.
that were in my wedding.
I have
that
like
you
a
had.
brown thumb.
What, are you talking about hydrangeas?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're a clump flower. They're like usually the size of you put both your hands together. They're about that big. They're clump flowers. They're a whole bunch of little flowers on one stalk clumped together.
So I'm assuming you know all the flowers.
Right.
I know a lot. A lot of them have weird botanical names I don't know. Some have weird risky names.
Oh.
Like there's a branch. It has little fuzzy pod things on it. And the secondary name for them is called pussy willow.
No
Really?
way.
Yes,
Who
way.
named this fucking
Right.
flower?
I have no clue, but
Pussy
whoever
willow.
gave the secondary name to it,
Hold
Oh
on.
my gosh.
yes.
Can that be
I'm
an
gonna
alter
Google
ego
a bunch of
name?
flower
That's gonna be
names
my
later.
that's gonna be my alter ego name. Like when I'm like being crazy. Pussy Willow. Just call me Pussy Willow.
Oh, I'm sure Kirk will call you that if you'll allow him to.
After this podcast, I'm like, hey, honey, guess who I am tonight?
He'll be excited.
But yeah, so a lot of flowers have their names. Some have the risky names, and
Oh, so there's multiple with risque names.
like anthuriums, the waxy red flower. Well, they have the little
Little yellow piece or
yellow
whatever.
thing. It's a little man.
That's what they call
it's
it.
called?
It's a little man or something like that. I believe so.
So a flower has a sub name. So this is the flower, but on top of the flower is little man.
Little man. Well,
Little
that's
yellow
what that little
man.
thing is
Little
called.
yellow thing.
The little yellow pollen
You know what?
thing.
I'm impressed you knew what kind of flower that was.
Right.
I get grocery store
I used
flowers.
to get
But they're
floral
not bad
flowers
quality.
back in
They're
the
a
day.
lot
still
better.
love them.
They're a lot better than Walmart. Let's just say that.
I don't get flowers anymore.
Well, a
Rare-
lot of people
Never
find it convenient to go to
Oh, I'm not
they're
hating. I'll take whatever I'll
with their
get.
grocery
Right.
store because it is a little bit, if you had a busy day, you don't want to go out of your way to go and sit at a flower shop while we get an arrangement together. But
It's for the planners. Flower arrangements are for the planners.
the ones that order ahead, yes, to have
Yes.
it delivered.
I haven't had floral arrangement flowers in a long time.
Me either. But my most recent grocery store flowers, which I'm not hating, my husband had my son bring them into me.
Oh,
And
that's
his
cute.
little, like, they were like as tall as his body. And he was like coming over with the thing and just came up with the flowers. And I was just like, oh my God, it's so cute. Like, so you know what? Any flowers, I don't care. Even
I'll
the
take any
Walmart ones,
flowers.
even the Walmart ones, when a cute little baby's bringing them to you, it's the best.
Yeah, and I'll take any.
So you really enjoy your job? Like, you love doing the flowers and everything?
I love working in the floral industry. Right now, I'm just a floral assistant, so I do all the setup work.
Oh,
And I
okay.
sometimes deliver flowers, or I will cover the front end of the store
Okay.
and take in the orders. You know, I'm pretty much all around the workroom employee, so I do most aspects
Little
of
bit
the
of
job.
everything.
Yes.
So, like, what's your favorite kind of arrangement to do?
Okay, so what I normally do on a regular basis is grave cut bouquets. So they're just like wrapped bouquets, but they're very small. And they usually consist of like 8 to 10 flowers. They're not very big.
What do people buy them for?
Yeah, I was curious about that one too. So, like, what kind of
For-
people buy those?
Okay, so
You say
people-
grave, so I'm thinking like
Yeah, I
was
it's for the
thinking-
grave.
Yeah, like cemetery.
People buy them for cemetery,
Okay.
and we have the ones I usually make are the ones that have a standing orders with us. So it goes like every 2 weeks or once a month.
That makes sense.
So we have them in our system to do this, and they call in every once in a while if they want to order something for something else. But
I'm not gonna lie, the arrangements for funerals, those things are so pretty.
Yeah.
oh, they
little
are
Like, oh my
standing.
God, like there's ones in like hearts and crosses and this and that. And I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm not dead. But can I just get one? You know,
take this home?
can I just get one to get one? They're so pretty.
yes.
Those are
that's-
awesome. Do you ever make those?
I don't personally do, but I green them, like the hearts and the wreaths and stuff. I will green them, get them ready. Those are standing wreaths and
Okay.
standing wreath hearts. They're solid hearts, which are so heavy after they're done.
I bet.
Because we got to soak them in water, and after all the flowers are in, they get so heavy and they're big. And I normally just green those ones, and then our boss makes them. And so, as in putting arrangements together, I don't do a lot of it.
Okay.
Like I said, I just do a lot of the setup, and I'll green stuff and get it ready for the designer to put it all together.
Okay.
So it's that setup that makes it easier for him not to have to do all that before he puts it together. He can just go and grab the flowers, put them in, and call it good.
Oh, okay. That still sounds really cool. So is this like kind of like what you want to do full time? Like you want to become like the actual florist instead of like the florist assistant?
You know, actually, I wouldn't want to pursue being a florist.
Oh.
I kind of like where I'm at, but it's just like one of those experience things. I'm coming to other end of being in the floral industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, I'm kind of ready to go and find what else is out there.
Yeah.
That's away from flowers. I love doing it, but I think I'm just time to.
When you
it's
so
time to move
like
on.
you know when somebody works at McDonald's and they come home and they smell like oil and grease. Do you ever come home smelling like flowers?
Oh shit!
Like potpourri, you know?
right? That is a good question.
No.
No,
I
you
usually
don't roll around in like a pile of rose petals.
No,
petals that fell down.
I usually come home smelling like sweat because I do a lot. It's a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting. So,
Probably
Yeah,
gets you all
so-
strong though, working on those muscles.
oh
Big-
yeah,
big ass
definitely.
box of
definitely.
flowers.
Yes.
I got thighs and legs for days. So,
Which can
It's
work good for
from-
other aspects of life,
Mhm.
right?
yes.
That's so cool.
But yeah, working in the flower industry, especially when I was in LA as a delivery driver, I had a lot of experiences. LA, a lot of celebrities.
Did you? Get
Really?
to see?
I don't know if you know one of them. I actually met and been in the house of Timothy Oliphant, Santa Clarita Diet man,
The husband?
the husband.
Oh my god, he's so hot. Oh my god, I love him.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my
That's
god.
pretty cool. So
That
he ordered
guy.
flowers.
He's just only slightly taller than me in person.
No,
he's
really?
not. He's not as tall as you would think.
Because he
So
looks tall.
He does look tall.
Yes, so he's probably about 5'8", I would
Wow.
say. So Drew Barrymore is short. And his energy in person is pretty great too. He was on the phone when he answered
on
the
the door.
door. Yes, when he knocked.
So do you know who is gonna open the door when you deliver these flowers?
Or is it kind of just a surprise?
No, it's just a surprise.
You just
a
show
lot
up to
of
the address and you're like, oh shit.
Like before
Don't be
that, I
starstruck.
didn't know who he was. I was like,
Oh really?
Oh, I
there's these
love
deliveries for his wife, and I was just like, okay. He's
What
like,
a
oh,
nice
here
man.
you
I
are,
know.
sir. Here you are, sir. Here's your flowers. Da da da. I went back
Hot
to the
and
shop,
gives
and then
you
they informed me,
flowers.
oh yeah, that's Timothy Oliphant. He's on TV and stuff. I'm just like,
Did you
no
like
way.
instantly Google him?
Yes,
yeah.
I googled him. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I told my mom I met a celebrity because
Oh, I
he was my
would've
first.
too.
He was my first celebrity, and I was like, I met a celebrity and stuff, and she was with my aunt at the time, and my aunt just got recently remarried to someone, and he was best friends with him in high school.
What
Whoa.
a small world.
Yes,
That is
and
crazy.
it's crazy because I guess him, Timothy, and another person that also got pretty famous. He was in the band Train. So they got Train. You know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He was one of the band members. I don't know which one, but they
Okay.
were like three friends.
So your aunt's new husband was part of that band.
No, he was friends
Friends with
Oh.
all
with
of them.
Timothy and one of the members.
Oh, okay.
Yes, they were friends growing up in high school, and my uncle is like the one that didn't get famous. But he
He
still
took a
made,
different path.
There's always one in the group.
yes, he still made a lot of money with a fantastic job, and that's great. But yeah, he was one of the first celebrities I met, and it was like one of those very small world type things.
Mm-hmm.
But that was crazy, and a lot of them I delivered to the addresses they were at, but I never actually got to see them or meet them.
Oh.
Like I delivered to Kendall Jenner's apartment,
Oh my god,
Really?
but I can only take it to the front desk
Yeah.
because I'm sure she's way up there somewhere
way up there in her
Penthouse.
world.
in the penthouse. And around Valentine's Day, we ended up sending an order for Rita Ora,
Oh, okay.
like 300 red roses. It was massive. It was a massive.
Was that another
arrangement.
scenario where you only got to like the front desk?
Well, I didn't deliver that, but I seen it go out.
Oh, you're just like,
And
I know
then-
who she is.
And yes, and then later I seen it on her Instagram.
Oh, the same arrangement?
The same
oh my God.
arrangement.
That's
It
cool.
was so many red roses.
Oh, wow.
And then like just being out in LA in general, I ran into a few, like me and a friend went to the movies and we seen Tom Hanks' son.
Colin Hanks.
Colin Hanks. Yes.
He's so cute.
He
Not like
is
hot,
so
but it's really
tall.
looking at me just like, you
He is
He's
so
a
tall. He's so tall in person.
Really?
Very tall. But I'm short. I'm 5'6", and he
You're
was
like, everyone's tall to me.
he was a tower. I'm just like, we kind of look back, and there he was walking behind us. We're like, oh, look who it is.
When you see people like that out there, are there really like crowds of people around them, or they're just like normal people walking?
Well, when we kind of noticed him, this lady just kind of swooped in on him. So we're just like, we're not going to get involved.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep on going to our movie.
I wonder, like, when you, like, obviously I've only ever lived in Sacramento, super boring, but do you ever, like, read the magazine where it's like, celebrities, they're just like us, pumping gas?
Oh, yeah.
So was it, like, scenarios like, you're at the grocery store,
And you see a
celebrity,
celebrity,
look,
and
they're
they're
just
just
like
normal.
us, buying oranges.
Well,
Looking like
usually you see these
hot mess.
celebrities at the more expensive places. So
I
Beverly
wouldn't
Hills,
be
you
there.
would
Places I
see.
couldn't afford, so never mind, I wouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I was sitting in traffic on Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills waiting to go. And then here comes across the crosswalk. I forget her name, but she was in The Ghost Whisperer, not the main character.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Her secondary best friend that helps her run the shop.
Do you know?
Yeah, no, I know who you're talking
With the
about. I
brown
don't know
hair,
the name,
the
but
long,
yeah.
long brown hair.
I'm pretty horrible with names, so I would never
I'm
know.
terrible with names.
too,
I
but-
forgot her name, but I seen her. I'm just like, oh, hey, there's so-and-so. She was going to Neiman Marcus.
That happened like a
gosh.
lot while you lived down there then? Like where you kind of
Yes.
would like just like
Well,
randomly see them?
I just like, you would just randomly see it, and they're just like normal people.
Well, I
It
mean, of
just,
course they are,
they were just
Okay,
on
but did
TV.
any of them look like a hot mess? Like they rolled out of bed and went to the grocery store?
Or do they always look hot?
You know, honestly, they all were put together.
Well, maybe when you're a celebrity, you can't just go to the grocery store with your like ugly
Whatever.
face, you know? Where it's like, if I need fucking potatoes, I don't give a shit what I look like. I'm gonna go get those fucking potatoes.
The
Well,
way I
because-
look rolling out of
Yes.
bed.
The young celebrities are
Vitalik and
usually the
everything.
ones that don't really care. It's the celebrities in their middle age.
Oh, they're like, these wrinkles
They're
gotta
more-
be hidden.
They're gonna go out in public looking nice because they know people with cameras are waiting to take pictures of them.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
people are hella mean, so I get it. They're under the public eye. People are gonna be fucking
Yes.
mean. But
And
whatever.
they want to catch those juicy hot mess
They,
pictures.
they probably still look better than me. So
That's
like,
because they
whatever.
use that like $200 face
Right?
moisturizer.
Oh my God. Okay, well, let's dive into topic 2. So topic 2 is pretty much everything drag. So Cody does drag, and his, what do you call it? Like your alter ego or your persona?
Alter ego, persona, whatever you would
And it's
like.
Delta
My
LaBelle.
better half.
Yes. So earlier we took questions from listeners, and so Cody's been so cool to agree to answer
I'm
some of
so
them.
excited.
So we're just going to start this topic with some questions. Me and Justine will go back and forth reading them. Okay, so question 1 from a listener. What's the main difference between you and your alter ego / persona?
Well, you know, at this point, since I've been doing it so long, it kind of...
How long have you been doing it? I'm curious.
Okay. I've been doing it for about 5.5 years.
Okay.
Oh, that's a pretty long time.
So that answers
Yeah.
another one of our questions.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I needed
so,
to know.
so our other listener that replied to the questions, 5.5 years I've been doing drag. Since I've been doing it for so long, it kind of just merged into both worlds. It kind of gets a little muddy in the middle. I would say me, I'm more quiet as a boy, more quiet, you know, a little bit antisocial. I prefer to sit at home, not really do anything. I like Netflix, you know, read
Netflix and
books.
chill.
Very
Hate
big,
on that. Love it.
very big homebody. Very, very big homebody. You know, I guess we'd say a little antisocial.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get into Delta, I'm so outgoing. I'm social. I talk to everybody, which is
Social
total.
butterfly.
Yes, which is total opposite of my comfort zone, what I'm
Mm-hmm.
normally used to. Which doing drag being Delta, it brought out my confidence and me being not so antisocial as a boy.
Brought the inner you out.
Yes, it
Yeah, I like
pretty
that.
much your confidence and stuff, be able to walk and talk to people. And, you know, I still hate confrontation and awkward situations, but I can deal with it a lot better than I used to before I started drag.
Okay, so it
So-
kind of helped bring out like
Yes.
something inside of you that like
So-
that was always there.
Doing drag totally helped me out. I still, as a boy, have stage fright.
So if you
but-
were to get on stage as Cody, it would be more difficult to do like
Oh.
something than if you were.
Yeah, that's
definitely,
interesting.
like I would
Really?
help one of my drag sisters. We did it a couple times where I was like a backup dancer and
So a backup dancer as Cody.
as Cody.
Okay.
Yes, because it was me, a friend. We were both boys with a little bit of makeup or whatever. And she was the drag queen. She was competing in a pageant and stuff. So it was just all about her.
Uh-huh.
Most nerve-wracking thing ever. But if I'm in drag, it's not. It's like a shield. No one.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I can pretend nobody knows who I am. And so they can't put two and two together and hold me against anything. But I can, when I'm in drag, I can do anything. I have that total confidence
So is it
boost.
like the Superman to your Clark Kent?
Yes.
Ooh, I like
yes.
that.
Because like Clark Kent, he's kind of timid, business stuff, but when he's Superman, he's like fucking saving the world, don't give no shit, badass, you know, like.
Exactly. It's pretty much alter ego. Like a lot of people though that do drag, they're pretty much like, I'm gonna quote Tu Wong Fu. There's so much of me, not enough for one person.
Okay.
So their personality's so big that they have
they
an
have to be too.
yes, they have to be two to be able to carry out their
Wow.
personality. And those ones are usually always the confident ones in and out of drag, you know, pretty much the same person.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Whereas,
Yeah.
like you're saying, like normally you're a little shy and timid, but when you're Delta,
I'm
it's
kind
the
of two different,
opposite.
pretty much two different people.
Yeah, because I've seen some of your performance videos, and you just look like you're killing it.
Yeah, I did.
Killing it.
Uh-huh.
So I
Yes.
can't imagine like that. Like you're saying, like I'm not confident, and I'm like this, and like, but it's like whoa.
Literally
when
the
you're,
opposite.
When you're performing, you look legit and
Yeah.
like you're the baddest bitch out there.
look like that.
Yeah, it's, the only way as a boy I would go up on stage and, you know, embarrass myself for like a halftime show. Because when I go out, it normally is at another drag show.
Okay.
And if I'm a boy or whatever, so I sit there and support, you know, my sisters and fellow drag queens out there.
yes.
I would support them. And if I have a few drinks, the only way I would get up there and
You're
try
like,
to do a twerk
liquid
off or a
courage.
lip sync for your life.
You're like I gotta be 3 tequila sunrise deep.
Yes, yes.
Oh wow.
What does being a drag queen allow you to do or express that you normally wouldn't?
Okay, so we kind
That's
of
kinda
Kinda-
like-
it's just that we
yeah.
kinda
kind of
touched on
discussed,
that,
kind
yeah.
of touched on that. The whole being on stage, I do not have stage fright when I'm Delta because, like I said, it's a guard, it's a shield, and I can talk to people. I'm social, very social.
That's kind of nice to have that, though. Like, because I think sometimes, like, just being a person in general, like, we all have those insecurities or nervousness. Like, are they gonna like me? I'm kind of shy. Like, I want to go interact with them, but like, there's that little voice in your head, like, oh, maybe they won't like you. This and that. But it's like, it sounds like you have like this alter ego of you that's just like, fuck these bitches. I'm awesome. You gonna love me. Like, if I could just have a little bit of that just
Yeah,
for
it's
one
so
day.
much fun. You know, there is drag queens out there that are real women.
Oh, yes, that's
Yes.
awesome.
I didn't know that.
The term used to be they were bio queens, but the term recently changed to AFAB queens.
Okay.
So they're pretty much drag queens that are traditionally real women that over exaggerate makeup and do lip sync
Okay.
performance.
Okay, so I want to show you a picture real quick.
Okay.
So my dear friend Heather, for Halloween, she was a specific drag queen. It was Trixie
Mattel.
Mattel. Yes. So I got to show you this picture, and I kind of want to get your opinion on what you think because
Okay,
when I
okay.
saw it, I thought it was the most amazing shit in the world. So this is Heather, and I can share the photo for listeners if you're curious. But this is Heather in drag for Halloween, and oh my God, to me, it's going to go in Halloween history. It was so great.
You know, she didn't do bad. She's very Trixie-esque.
Yeah, like, because she showed me a side by side, like, of the who she was portraying, which, so I thought she did a really good job of embodying her.
Yes. So she took a very dark take on Trixie Mattel, because Trixie is her makeup is very bright eyeshadow, like bright pink, or I believe I seen her in blue and stuff.
Yeah, so I think this was specific to the Halloween episode that Trixie did with
okay.
with another drag queen, but I can't remember her name right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
But so it was so they did it like a kind of almost like a couple's costume, but it was from the Halloween episode that Trixie had did, and so that's
Trixie
what she
and
was.
Katya.
Yes, so that's who
Yes,
the other
yes,
girl in the
yes.
photo. That's who the other girl was, and so when she did the makeup,
Okay.
it was based off that YouTube video. So when she showed me the side by side of the one she was creating, it was spot on. But I mean, I'm no
Yes.
professional, so don't.
No, she did really good. That's definitely drag-esque makeup. But drag makeup is just a wide range
Yes.
of what you can do. People take
So it seems like you have a very specific style on what you do for Delta.
So for Delta, she's very pretty. Like, I will sometimes dip into the more exaggerated drag makeup, a little darker on the contouring, a little bit more bigger eyes, eyebrows way up high. Normally, I do very closer to a woman, but you can tell I'm not a woman because my eyebrows are drawn on and they're higher than they should be. And my eye makeup is a little bit larger than it should be, and so yeah, she's very pretty. She's more of a woman, but then there's some of my sisters, which I have a sister, May, half a man. She's Asian and she is beautiful.
Okay, she's on your Instagram, huh?
She is
So
on
I'm
my
pretty
Oh my
sure I
Instagram.
God,
stalked- when
we
I
stalked her
stalked
too.
it.
We
Yeah.
stalked her too. We
You'll-
follow her. Tell her to follow us back.
You'll see her on my Instagram a lot. She was one of my main sis. She was there there when I came to Sacramento and came out and started performing. I think like after the first amateur show I did in Sacramento, she was right there. We were hanging out and stuff, and pretty much we're sisters.
Yes, I love that.
She was very pretty.
Very pretty.
She
She's
passes
gorgeous.
as
It's
a beautiful
insane.
Asian woman. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh no, like there was a lot of pictures we were looking at. We're just like, how does she look better than us?
She's very good.
She's
like
No,
amazing.
even
Her
when
skills.
even when you, I'm gonna be a creep for a second. I think I told Desiree. Oh wait, no, I don't think I told you.
Uh-oh, I'm listening.
Even when I was creeping on your page, and you were like, because I don't know, you did like a pose or something, and I was like being a weirdo at my desk, and I was like trying to like do these poses with my hand. You can do the poses. I cannot do them. I don't know how you do like these like soft poses with your
like
hands
so feminine
and
and like elegant. Yeah.
I can't do it.
But it sucked. I don't like putting my hand in most of my photos because there's these short little man hands.
But when you did
Even
it,
with
it was
nails.
so like flowy and like on your like around your face, and I was at my desk like trying to like.
You're like,
my
can I
hand
do
around
that?
my face.
Can I? Do it?
It was ugly. It was ugly. One of these times, I've already told her we should do before and after, but I want you to do my face
Okay.
Oh my God. Make her a drag queen. That would be amazing.
because your makeup
I can do
skills
it.
are
I
legit.
know, your makeup is
They're
so good.
legit. I don't know where. That was, I think, one of the questions. Where did you learn your makeup?
Okay, so I pretty much learned my makeup from YouTube.
Oh,
And
YouTube
then
certified.
I know, right?
Yes, YouTube certified.
You can do anything with YouTube.
Yes, and I pretty much kind of just started from there and was like, oh, okay. In the beginning, I didn't have makeup, but I was an art student. I'm just like, I'm going to be creative. I'm going to put all these harsh stuff on my face. So I used my art supplies in the beginning. And then I decided, I'm going to go brave it because it's so... Starting out is so nerve-wracking.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to go to the store or the drugstore because in my case, I would go to the drugstore, get the cheap stuff. Don't want to go to the drugstore and have people funny looking you, especially since I was so introverted back then. I didn't want to deal with
You're
a
probably
lot
young
of
and
stuff.
discovering yourself in general. Like,
Yeah, I didn't want to draw too much attention to myself. But so it's so nerve wracking. So I finally braved it and went to the store, bought some stuff, and then started playing around with it and just like slowly learned how to do my makeup. And then I would watch YouTube videos and practice and practice.
And then like as you got more into like the community and you got like your sisters and stuff, did they start giving you like tips and stuff?
So when you get more into the community and stuff, like you develop friendships and sisters, and sometimes you get a drag mom. I never got a drag mom. I'm like a drag orphan, as they call it, because I'm self-taught. I never had anybody to mentor me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
okay.
I would get helpful tips from my friends and my sisters that would, maybe just try to do this a little bit here, change this up, kind of, and they'll show me how to do it and just kind of guide me of what to do. And then slowly I just got better and better. I would kind of look at YouTube, see a photo, like, I want to try that. And so I kind of see how to do it and attempt it. And if it comes out, yay. If it doesn't, I'm just like, okay, I'll just put my own spin on it. It'll come out whatever.
I think I saw like a while ago you posted like your very first drag and you did like a side by side. And I remember looking at it and I was just like, oh my God, like that's such an amazing transformation.
You know what? If it's the one I'm thinking of, I'm in a blonde wig
Yes.
and a
Like a halter dress or something.
it's a crop dress,
Yeah.
so it had no straps.
Yeah.
And that was my second time in drag. I was at a New Year's party.
That's so cool though to see like how far you've come.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh gosh.
amazing.
Yeah, no, if you scroll to the bottom pits of the beginning post of when Delta started coming out, some of it was very questionable. Very questionable. That was right before I decided to move to LA. Like, there's a
So
photo.
you were doing drag before you went to LA.
Yeah, so I kind of, for a while there, I was practicing makeup and stuff before I decided to go out. So I went with a friend and we bought me a wig for the first time. And then I went with my sister and we bought a dress.
I feel like I could fire questions at you all day. You should probably read these questions because I could just.
So-
from the listeners,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my God. I am like, okay, I got wig questions. I got
Sorry.
these questions. I got these questions.
Okay, so this is one I'm dying to know. So I want to know how, a listener asked, but also me.
Okay.
How did you decide on the name Delta LaBelle?
Okay.
They got to know, I got to know.
Okay, so legit, I was watching the news one day, watching the news with mom, and I was just like kind of, doing the makeup thing, and I was like super interested and wanted to do drag, and I was like, I think I'm going to come up with a name and stuff. It got to be creative. And they're doing their news forecast with the weather thing, and there's like, down here in the Delta, I was like, that's kind of cute. I like Delta. I like that. I think I'm going to try to use that, play with something with it. And I completely, it's been so long and it was so brief of the second portion of the name. I completely forgot what it was.
So originally it was just Delta.
It was Delta.
And then you added.
No, it was a Delta, and then I came up with the last name. But I forgot what the last name was because it quickly changed. And because I kind of, when I was...
it wasn't originally LaBelle.
No, it wasn't originally LaBelle.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't remember what it was. But
it
it was
changed.
something, and it changed because...
Then how'd you get LaBelle?
Okay, so
interested.
I was in college still at the time, and I was super into French, and I was about to take a French class, and I want like Delta the Beautiful, and so I just pretty much translated the beautiful, LaBelle is the beautiful.
Oh, that's
in
what
French.
it means. Oh, okay.
Delta LaBelle. So on my
Delta the
Instagram
Beautiful.
handle, it's Delta the Beautiful. So
Oh, okay. So that kind of goes into the next question where they were asking like if there was a special meaning behind Delta LaBelle.
yeah, so
okay.
it is. Yeah, that's my special meaning is Delta the Beautiful. like when I kind of came out for the second time to like my mom and my sister saying I want to do drag, because it's like a whole new coming out.
Oh, really? So you would think it's like considered like a different coming out?
It-
Whoa, that's
yeah,
awesome.
like for me, it's like a different coming out. It's a little nerve-wracking
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. So I told my mom and my sister, I'm interested in doing this drag, you know. My mom was just really worried. She's like, since it's a whole nother level of being gay, pretty much, in her eyes, she was really worried for me. She's like, I don't want you to go out there and you get hurt. You gotta be safe, you know, because
yeah. Normal mom worries.
yes, normal mom worries, which is good because a lot of people out there are very hateful and they do stuff to people,
Yes.
especially like that are so different, that are expressing themselves. And she was just so worried for me at that point, but she said, go ahead, you know, I support you.
That's
This
awesome.
and that. And my sister's like, well, if you're gonna do it, don't go all crazy like I kind of see some of these people do. And I'm just like, okay,
You're like, but I want to go really crazy.
try to get it more like natural looking. I'm just like, all right, I'll try. I tried my best. It was ugly duckling drag for a little bit there. But
Learning curve.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Okay, next question.
Ooh, okay. So it says, what is your favorite song to perform when you're Delta?
A lot of people think drag is about impersonating a woman or a very famous woman. A lot of us don't normally do that, but I love Christina Aguilera. So I like to perform Christina Aguilera songs, but I can't all the time. But she is my one thing I love to perform.
I would actually really like to see that.
She is.
Have you
there's
performed
some-
the one Dirty? That was like,
Right?
Yes.
Yes, that one.
I have a
Get
video.
dirty.
I have a video on Instagram.
I didn't
Then I
scroll
I
down.
probably
think
far.
I have a
seen it.
video somewhere. I have a video somewhere on my phone. I can show you later. But yes, I love performing Christina Aguilera. She's super fun to perform. She's my
Well,
favorite.
there's a lot of energy.
Upbeat.
Yeah.
Very upbeat, and I think I get her the most because I have the beautiful, you know, big curly blonde wigs, and I do a lot of the blonde wigs. I have some other color wigs, some browns and stuff.
Well, you
but-
have blonde hair, so it makes
I
sense
have
that you
blonde
lean
hair.
towards the blonde wigs.
But then blonde hair looks a lot better on me than the other color wigs.
I
Even
seen
though-
you do this like baby pink one, and I thought you looked amazing in that one.
Yeah, see, I do Christina and the baby pink one too.
Is that like a Lady Marmalade one?
There you go.
Because she
Kinda,
had like
kinda.
that curly, like big hair in
big
that
hair.
video.
Yes. But Christina is my favorite. Also, my sister May, she loves to do Christina also. So we got to watch out because the person that normally books us at our home show at Faces says, you can't do Christina. It's too close together. So we have to kind of space it out.
You're like, it's your turn to do Christina, but it's my turn next time.
But there are those queens that perform one artist all the time.
Oh, so they kind of stay in like character, kind of.
Like Cher is a popular
Yeah.
one. Not around here though. We don't really have Cher impersonators here.
But like in other areas, like you'd probably see a lot of shares.
Yeah, some
But I
bigger
mean,
cities
can
would
you-
be
can
a lot
you
of
blame
more
them?
impersonators, especially with the older queens. They
That
because
was probably their first role model.
back in the day, drag used to be an impersonation game.
Okay.
It used to be
Oh.
impersonate
I can see
someone
that.
big. So it's Dolly Parton, Reba McEntire, Cher, you know, Whitney Houston, and all these big names people would build themselves around and impersonate. Which, as now when it became more mainstream, it's open, we're just our own peoples and we just do our own things. We'll do any song we would like. We sometimes do songs sung by male artists. Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, so we pretty much just are our own people. We don't really impersonate
Breaking
anybody.
boundaries, like doing what you want.
Yeah.
like
Yes.
being yourself.
And then sometimes, like me, if you choose a song, I kind of want to get a look with the feeling of the song, and sometimes it kind of goes with how the artist looks.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
How do you get your lips like that?
Oh, how did I get my
Yeah.
lips so
So,
plump and juicy?
yes.
yes.
Okay, so
What's the technique?
What? Yeah.
okay. Well, I usually get lip pencils or like an eyeliner pencil. Like if I'm doing a darker lip, like with a darker red, I'll just take a black eyeliner pencil and overline my lips how I want them. I'll get the shape, you can fix it like when you fill it in and stuff. And because you don't really can tell if it's straight or not on your face until you fill it in. Once you fill it in, then you say, oh, it's kind of off over here. So you take your concealer and fix it or put more lipstick. So I would just take like an eyeliner if I'm doing like a dark red look or just a dark lip in general. Because you won't be able to tell there's that black because once you put the lipstick over,
it kind of blends in with
it kind of blends in. So I would just take like the black eyeliner pencil, line the lips. You got to over exaggerate. So women, you don't normally have to over exaggerate that much because most people have a secondary lip line above their lip. So it's more of a white color. Right here. It's that, like, if you look close in the mirror, it's like that little secondary bump above where it's pink.
Okay.
And that's where
you can
typically
you can overdraw on that line,
I'm staring at
and it looks more natural, like you have a slightly bigger lips. But then, like me, I have to draw them a little bit bigger than that. So, and right underneath my lip, it would look funny when I overdraw. So what I normally do, I draw it with the black and I'll blend it out. And then I'll put like the red lipstick and make sure the black's not showing. And then on the bottom lip, I'll put concealer, just a little bit of a dab, light blend it into the lipstick. It makes it like a lighter red. And it makes the bottom lip look more plump.
Okay,
because
like more texture.
normally
like
you want your top lip slightly darker than your bottom lip because of the light.
Oh.
Because if you look at photos, your bottom lip's lighter. Like your natural lips, if you look,
It's
your
just
bottom
lighter.
lip is lighter because most of the light is hitting your bottom lip.
Yeah.
And so your upper lip is darker.
Makes sense.
So it looks...
Where the hell did you learn that?
I actually learned that on YouTube and
Okay.
stuff, but it just attention to detail.
YouTube
Oh my gosh.
University.
Yes.
I've stared at my
YouTube.
face for 33 years and I've never noticed any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You're going to now.
I know.
Okay, let's do the next question. Oh, it kind of goes into the next what we just answered. So, on average, how long does it take you to transfer into Delta LaBelle?
Okay, so on average, it just varies, like how quick I work. But I got it down from 4.5 hours to 2.5.
Holy cow.
Wow, 2.5
So,
still sounds like a
It
lot.
takes about 2.5 to 3 hours generally. 3 hours is pretty much in total of getting ready, putting on all my outerwear and underwear and getting my shape out and putting on my clothes and packing my suitcase to go to the gig because I never do it beforehand. So I rush around last minute and throw everything I need in a suitcase and get out. Pretty much to get ready in total is 3 hours, but about 2.5 for makeup.
Yeah, you want to
That's
answer
a
the next
lot.
question?
All right, next question.
Next question is, are you comfortable when you do drag?
You know what? If it's the daytime, I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. It's daytime, normal people are out. Because we all know when the sun goes down, all the weirdos come out. It's just nothing but weirdos. All the normal people are sitting at home, chilling, watching Netflix, TV, eating dinner, going to bed early. And it's just all the weirdos and the partiers and...
So you're like...
The night.
Yeah.
Yes, and at nighttime, people think I'm a woman just walking down the street. So, yeah. So
less
it's less pressure. It's more comfortable being out at night rather than daytime. Even though I've been out in daytime, yeah, it's still uncomfortable. I would say I don't like, even at nighttime, if I have to stop, get a can of hairspray real quick or like a piece of makeup or something I need from the store real quick, like a Walgreens or CVS or something on my way to a gig. I have to go in there strutting my stuff all glammed up. So I'm just like, that's a little uncomfortable, but everything else I'm totally cool with. I got used to. I'm like, I don't, not a care in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, there's those little stuff that kind of
So you
makes me
rarely go
uncomfortable.
walking around like in the day.
Yes. No.
Oh, okay.
I never usually go around in the daytime. Like, since time change is coming up, so when I leave the house to go to a gig, especially one that's a little earlier, it's sunshine.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there driving my car, and I'll kind of look over, and you see these people just staring at me in the car next to me. They're like, what the hell is that sitting over there?
Oh my God.
And it just... Okay, don't mind me. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna drive and practice my lip sync song I'm doing for the week. So, because I will literally just sit there driving, and I'll have my set songs that I'm supposed to perform on repeat. On my phone connects to the car. It's on repeat. So I'm just
Practicing.
like sitting there lip syncing, acting like I'm a singing carpool karaoke person. And I'm all glammed up, so it's even weirder when people look in my car, see me lip sync to a song I'm listening on the radio.
Mind your business, people.
I
Pretty
know,
much.
Mind your business.
That is so funny.
Yes.
Okay, last listener question is, what were your thoughts on the Taylor Swift music video, You Need to Calm Down?
Okay. So, it is a cute video. It's very cute. I give her that. And she has all these amazing drag queens that were on RuPaul's Drag Race on there. And then she has all these gay celebrities on in her video. It is cute. And, I get the message. It's just my take on it is she never really done anything like that, and it just kind of came out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
And it just like she, with that, instead of like a subtle step into saying she supports, the gay LGBTQ XYZ community, because I can't keep track of all the letters. Instead of just taking a small step and, saying she supports us and that, it just like, I felt she kind of overstepped so quickly with like a video of that with the support.
Just really
and all
in your
that.
face.
Yes. And it just like very showy. So it kind of tells, hey world, I support this community, da 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 da. When you never really noticed that before from Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's kind of like she's trying to get trending.
Uh-huh.
Just for...
Get that side's vote.
Yes. She's trying to trend for,
Okay. Well, just to be
Yes.
devil's advocate, what if, like, as an artist, she was nervous to take such a stand, because, potentially, like, people that aren't supportive of the community, some of those people could potentially be her fans that she's going to lose. So it's like, maybe when she was like, I'm taking my stand, maybe she wanted to make a big, like, outbreak, because it's like, you know what, I don't care no more. This is my stance. I want the world to know. Like, not saying, like, I totally get where you're coming from. Totally. But it's like, just to be devil's advocate, what if that's what she was trying to do? Because it's like, when she...
Was there anything
as soon
in,
as she
like,
made
the
that statement, it was
tabloids
gonna be... It was gonna be like line in the sand. This is the side I support.
I think the majority of Taylor Swift supporters are open.
I would hope so, yeah.
They're all younger people. They're all open to
Millennials.
this.
Yes.
Is like the norms being accepting. We're trying to
Very true point. Very
we're
true.
trying to get everybody into that
Very
to
true.
just be open, accepting, not so conservative.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think if she lost anybody at all, it was very small.
Very small amount.
Yes.
Very, very small.
True.
and
True
then-
point. Okay.
But
Got
she,
me.
but
My
you
thing,
know,
was there anything in the tabloids though where it was like something happened where she thought she had to do like a big?
Oh,
I don't know.
that's curious.
not that I noticed, but it is like a 50-50 thing of her, to go and do this, which it's
Yeah.
great that she stated that she supports the community and stuff.
Just came like kind of seemed like out of left field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She could have done little steps and like,
And little
Yeah,
and then was a
steps.
bam.
Yeah,
Yes.
I could totally see that. Yeah.
And then it's just like after the video, she publicly announced that she's donating the profits of the video and sales of the music to such and such charity for the community.
Okay.
And it's just like, well, if you're supporting the community, you don't have to so publicly announce it.
Like, hey guys, look at me.
It is-
I'm doing this.
Yes, but and it's great to get the awareness and the support and stuff from it, but I felt it was just kind
Extra.
of put a lot of the attention back on her. She's doing such a great thing. Like how people
Oh, yeah.
go big and do something so publicly to just put more attention on themselves.
Instead of like the cause they're trying to support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I definitely see that.
I
Yeah.
think
okay.
it's like split to where people felt it was just drawing more attention onto herself, and
Yeah.
then as pretty intense Taylor Swift fans is such a great thing, which it is. It helps a lot bring the attention, trying to get more people aware and more accepting.
Well, honestly, when I saw the question, I hadn't actually seen the music video.
Me
so
neither.
today was the first day I saw it. But I do feel like when I watched it, I did, like, even though I'm not a member of the community, but I'm a supporter of the community,
Yes.
I felt empowered watching it. I was just like,
No.
yeah, like, get it. You
Like
know?
I said, it is a great video. I really enjoyed it, but
But what's
the-
behind the video
the
is where,
backstory of the
Yes.
video.
And what's funny is when I
Yes.
was watching the video, I didn't really think of the back until
No.
like you're
Nobody
saying
does.
it, and then I'm just
Nobody
like, oh,
does.
like you're making really good points, like
yeah.
because it's easy when you just watch it and you're not like you're kind of absent-minded of like the things behind the picture, just to enjoy it. But it's like when you sit and you're talking to someone that's like part of that community and like getting your perspective on it, it's like whoa, like yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like I get where you're coming from, like for sure. I love it.
Definitely.
I feel like we answered kind of most of the questions with your other answers except for one. But are you okay with this question?
I said I was
Oh,
earlier,
okay.
so
It's
go
the
ahead.
only one left because everything else we
Lay
kind of
lay it on me. Lay it on
Okay,
me.
so the final question is tucking.
Okay.
How does it work and is it uncomfortable?
Okay, so there's different ways you can tuck. So tucking for men, because if you're like a AFAB queen or a trans queen that had their surgery and has a vagina,
Nothing
then you
to
don't
tuck.
you don't have to tuck and go through this. But if you're like the majority of performers that don't have a vagina, have a penis instead, we gotta hide all those. So
You
that
guys hide it well.
that's
For
what
reals. Oh
that's
my
what
God. I
tucking
zoomed in.
is. That's what tucking is. You gotta hide all the manly goodies down there. Okay, so the first couple times of doing it, I would say it's the thing you have to get used to.
Okay.
Because it's very uncomfortable.
So, okay. It is uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable when you're starting to try to tuck, because your genitals, your balls, would have to be tucked away and hidden. So men have the anatomy of these pouches where your pelvic bone is. So it's like all that skin. It has pouches for like when it gets super cold, like you get in super icy water. They tend to go up on their own. And in intense
Okay.
things, they go all the way up
They
There's
really
like-
do shrivel.
into those pouches. Usually
Okay.
they just get tucked close to the body, but in intense cases they go up there. So we use those. So they tell you, I'll lie on your back, with your legs kind of in a, set your legs up a little bit.
like a fetal position almost?
Kind of. You like lay on your back and put your feet on the floor, but closer to you,
So
where
bend your knees.
bend your knees up.
Okay.
And that's like the easiest way to start learning how to do it, because you gotta kind
So
of
it's something you have to learn how to do.
You have to-
It's not like an easy swoop.
no, you gotta learn how to do it in the beginning, and then it just like takes a couple times because it's very uncomfortable for them to be up there.
It's not
with-
like it's not
it's
where
not
they're
natural.
used to being.
It's not where they're meant to be, it's not really natural, so it is uncomfortable trying, having them there. And then you have the face of trying to keep them there.
Yeah.
So
Because you're going to be performing way into the night, and then I'm
Yes.
assuming
There's
watching
a
other
lot
people
of
performance.
squats that I see.
Oh, some of
and
that, like,
kicks,
oh, yeah.
and
yes, and sometimes
'Cause
they get
those routines.
sometimes they get a little pop, where they just one of the balls just pop out of the Heidi place.
Heidi place.
And then the next step is we'll get over the being uncomfortable aspect of them being up there. You're gonna be totally fine with them now because you're used to it.
Yeah.
Because now you can just
Like
pop them up
training
there.
yourself, kinda.
Yes, it's training.
Okay.
You can just pop them up there, no problem, lickety split. And then you have to do something with your penis. So to deal with the penis, and it kind of helps hold the balls in place.
okay.
Because
Oh.
it kind of tightens those muscles down there when you deal with that. So some people, there's different methods. I don't like this certain method because it hurts
Oh, no.
and it sucks. I only did it like once or twice, and
You're just like, no thanks.
I found a different way.
Uh-huh.
And it's taping tuck.
Oh, that gives me the
So
chills.
there's like this like clear tan tape. It's not quite. Some people use the
Duct tape?
duct tape.
Oh, okay.
Some people use the duct tape. That sucks. It
Oh,
hurts.
God. Oh,
But
my God.
it's
no.
like-
Put it on bare
more-
skin,
Yeah,
like
and
on the
you take
penis
it.
to your body.
You would take it off in the shower where it hurts.
You would
less.
have
I was
to.
gonna say that
Yeah.
still I feel like would hurt.
No, it really hurts.
There has to be
because-
better tape than
Yeah.
that. There has to be.
And then there's this
Ooh, painter's
really
tape.
like plasticky looking tape that other people use. The adhesive's supposed to be a little better, but it's just as hard to get off as duct tape. Well, I'm going to walk you through how they do with the painful way.
Oh, okay.
So-
I'm ready.
So you take your penis, you tuck it in between your legs, push
Okay.
it as far back as you can. Some people, their dick pretty much goes into their booty hole.
Just goes all the way
In the
back.
crack.
It goes all the way back there. And you would take the tape and you would put it on to where your pelvic region is on that skin, right
Okay.
above where your penis normally is. And then you would just take it, pull back, go over, and you would do like 3 sets of tape just to make sure it's in. And you would like connect it to the in between your crack on the back side of your butt.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have to have pretty good length tape,
That does
and
sound
that holds it in.
painful.
But it is
That
is
sounds
painful.
painful.
It's uncomfortable having it like that because it puts a lot more pressure onto that area, and it sucks taking off.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
hurts so much taking off. I don't like that.
I can imagine. Oh, God.
Another way, they use special underwear called a gaff.
Oh, I think I seen that when I googled.
It's a gaff.
Okay.
So what it is, it's like a underwear waistband, and it has this fabric stretched in the middle, and it's supposed to be very sturdy, elastic, and it's supposed to hold all that into place. So you tuck like that, like you would, but you won't use tape.
Because the
Okay.
underwears will hold everything where it's
That
supposed to.
gaff will hold everything in place. That's for normal people that are more skinnier and they can get away with doing more lingerie looks just in straight underwear. And they don't wear tights or anything like the rest of us have to. And they have a thin body, so they don't pad and they don't wear tights. And that's how you use a gaff or duct tape or tape to,
I feel like I
do
would
that.
totally just pick the other underwear.
yeah. Well, sometimes it doesn't work with the outfit you're going to use, so you can see it. If you don't wear tights.
Oh.
If you don't wear tights or pantyhose, then you
Okay.
would totally
So
see
your
it with
outfit
certain
kind of
things.
dictates what option
Yeah.
you
What
have.
way you do it?
Unless you're a person like me that has to add some shape to me because I'm very boxy. I have to add some shape to my hips. So I have to wear tights and pantyhose and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter what I do down there.
Because you wear the
tucking.
tights and stuff anyways.
Yes. And so with the gaff, that's another way. And the way I do it, I just tuck like that, and I use like a pair of underwear. Like I have you like tidy whities, the very just small cut tidy whities. Like they're not like boxer briefs or the what briefs or anything like that. They're very small cut. I'll use that. I kind of pull them up to kind of hold everything in place until I can get my shaper on. Because I'll get my shaper on.
So the shaper, is that similar to like a Spanx?
It is pretty much Spanx. It is
So
Spanx.
it's just Spanx. Okay.
I just call it shaper. It's like tan nude.
Yeah.
Shaper.
Okay.
I step into it and pull it up, and it kind of
keeps everything where. Yeah.
Kind of sucks it in, but it helps holds that area even more.
Okay.
And then what I'll do, I'll go over with my special tights. I'll go over with like 3 pairs.
Oh, wow.
3 pairs of tights. Usually
You were
it's
all
like,
kinds of tucked in.
Whoa.
yes.
Ain't
So
going nowhere.
by the time it's everything up tight and stuff.
I hope you peed before this happened.
Yes.
Oh my God.
always go to the
Cut a
bathroom
hole.
because it takes
Because then
too
you're
long.
probably not going to the bathroom until you get home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't drink too much when I'm in drag because
Because then you'll have to pee.
I'll have to pee.
And there's a whole lot of process.
It's a process to get out.
So I have another question.
Yes, what did you?
How do you keep your wig on when you're? I've seen you do your
the
head
hair.
spins.
Yes,
and
I'm curious about that one.
Okay, so
Because you be swinging that.
I realistically wish I could wear a wig, but I'm scared it would fall off.
So generally on that, it depends on the wig. It really does. Like I have a smaller head, but I tend to wear my wigs a little bit tighter. And so like certain wigs I can wear tight and I can do all that and it doesn't fall off. Other wigs generally have a looser cap. So I would have to get weave glue.
Okay.
Like since I'm white, I get white weave glue that dries clear.
Okay.
Darker skinned people, if they're slightly tan, you can get the black weave glue. It's weave bonding glue. You can go to any wig store or beauty supply store, I think. Not a lot of beauty supply stores have them, but most wig stores have weave bonding glue. And it comes in white that turns clear or black. And
so it just comes in 2 colors.
some people use the weave glue to glue on their eyelashes. Because sometimes they're big. Sometimes the eyelashes are so big, regular, like the Duo eyelash glue, doesn't quite hold it. I can get away with using the Duo eyelash glue. It holds perfectly fine for me. I don't know why other people have such problems, but it's my personal preference. And, you know, for people that are listening to this, if they ever want to go experience a drag show for the first time, I will definitely tell you the places and what days they usually are on, because there's about 3 main shows that happen in Sacramento that are pretty consistent. There's Saturdays, which I normally do, which is 1 show, and it is called Sequin Saturday. It's at Faces in Sacramento. That generally is at 9:30 every Saturday. It's only an hour-long show. And if there's like a 5th Saturday to a month, sometimes there are.
Yeah.
It's usually a charity show, and that's a drag show also.
Okay.
I think that generally starts a little later, though. Sundays, there are shows. The main show is at Sidetracks, which is connected to Badlands in Midtown Sacramento, if anybody is familiar with that. That show starts at 8:30, 8:45 sometimes. So it's for the people that go to bed earlier.
That might be your option.
On a Sunday night, even though you probably have work the next day. That one generally a 2-hour show because there's a lot more girls in the cast. As of Saturdays, there's only 4 performers, and we
Per
do
night.
2 songs each. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Sunday, they do 2 songs each, but there are probably 3 more girls on top of the 4 that's on Saturday.
Okay.
So, and the hostesses usually perform a number 2.
Okay.
So it's usually about a 2-hour show. That one ends about 11-ish. Sacramento has a pretty decent sized drag community. Surprising for us being like a little brother or little sister city to like San Francisco and LA,
Yeah.
we are doing very well here.
Wow.
We're doing very well for a drag community. Sacramento's super accepting.
That's
good. That's
amazing.
great.
Yes.
Wow. Like I don't know. All these questions were so like awesome to ask because it's like those are all those questions you're thinking about and like so it's really cool that you agreed to answer them.
Well, like I've been here
Definitely.
forever, and I never knew that it.
Yeah,
I don't think
that
I've
was
ever
so
actually
prominent.
seen a drag queen walking even around.
Yeah, normally you don't see it.
And I know, like, not in the day, but like back when I
At
was
night,
young and I
yeah.
went out, I've never seen one. So
Yeah, the community,
That's
I don't,
great.
Years ago wasn't very big. Like I said, when
Oh,
I
yeah.
started, I'm sure Sacramento, there was like 1 or 2 shows, and that was pretty much it.
Well,
and
you're
now
saying
there's
that
all
everything's
these.
changed in the last 5 years, right?
Yes,
Like
a
the
lot of
makeup,
stuff
everything.
changed. Drag has become so mainstream. You see all these commercials now, like Super Bowl, drag queen commercials, and when RuPaul was starting to become on TV,
Oh, like
it
RuPaul's
wasn't
Drag
really
Race.
seen. Yeah, even before RuPaul Drag Race, she did a movie in a Brady Bunch movie, and it was kind of a weird movie, but she was in it. They did Tu Wong Fu with Patrick Swayze.
Oh God, that
and
movie's life. I love that.
she's in there, and that was like one of the bigger drag movies. And then there's other drag movies. One's in Australia. I forget the name. Shame on me. I should know the name of that one. I think it's Priscilla something with Priscilla, and shame on me. Yes, I should know that, but it slipped my mind. But there's these hints of back in the day of drag culture in some of these movies, but now with RuPaul's Drag Race, it became so popular, so mainstream. Everybody knows about it. Some of these queens that perform on this show are becoming household names. They're becoming, it's so mainstream now. Usually you mention RuPaul's Drag Race or a certain phrase. Like this morning I was in the convenience store getting my cup of coffee, and this straight man was talking to somebody and her name resembled a phrase, and he said, "Oh, that's kind of like off that RuPaul show." And I was like thinking in my head, "Oh my gosh."
Like, how do you know
Like,
that?
So crazy. Yeah, it is so crazy that it's
But also so cool, like
Yeah.
that it's mainstream and that people are accepting of it and want to be part of it and see
yes,
it. And
definitely.
because it gives more people like you an outlet where you can be this alter ego and this like big personality that you want to be. And like
Yes,
there's less
definitely.
like I'm sure there's still criticism out there, but the more accepting people are, the more free you are, right? To be able to do you.
Yes, definitely. It's great that it made it so mainstream, but then again, it kind of has a little negative effect to it. Like all things that become big and explode popular, it always has the negative effect.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
some of us that didn't really start performing because of the show, because after the show started becoming more and more popular, we started getting a lot of these people that say, I want to do it, I'm going to try it, and don't really put in the effort. So we have just all these queens that don't really put in the effort that kind of clog up
I see.
everything, and we have to just filter through it, do our best, answer all the questions we can, because sometimes we have to help them out. And then, they're out of those bunch, there's a few that show great potential, and then that been in it a while, we can see that. We definitely see the ones that are trying and they really want to do it compared to the ones that are just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of like a second job. It's a very expensive.
Takes 4 hours for you to
set-
get ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a very expensive. It's a job that pays, very well if you're really good at it and you get a lot of gigs. But for others, it's very expensive. It's like for me, since I have a regular job, this is kind of more of a glorified hobby to me. Just one of those things you put a lot of money into. Like, you have that one hobby you really love and you don't care how much money you spend into it.
Yeah.
You just love doing it, and you spend the money and you work hard as you can for it. And then when I go to gigs, it's a job.
Yeah.
I go there to work, get paid, and do my
But
thing.
you also enjoy it, which is great.
But I do. I love it. I love it.
Well, that's all for today's episode of Sippin and Dishin. Thank you, Cody, for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please go rate, review, and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.